Welcome back to the channel. My name is Zach, and we are live for another episode of Fitness Fasting. So we're 24 hours in to this week's fast. If you watched yesterday's video, I planned on doing a like 6-day fast, and I'm really just focusing on right here, right now. I don't have to panic and think, oh man, I don't know if I can go 6 days without eating. No, you don't. You don't know if you're going to be alive in 6 days. So why even worry about that? So I'm focusing on just right here, right now. Stay calm, stay relaxed. How do you fast? Why do you fast? What's going on? Is this difficult? Just live in the moment. This is not that difficult. It is not that hard to not eat junk food, because really you're not missing healthy food. Healthy food is so non-addictive that you really have less of a desire for it than if you have this unhealthy eating habit pattern that I've developed over my life. And if you're as overweight as I am, you have it too, for sure. Um, Angel does nice return on that bet, looking like you might be capitalizing on a choose. Yeah, yeah. I must have mentioned something in my last video about how much I win when I make these weight loss bets. It's a pretty decent return on your money as long as you win them all. You make a $50 bet and lose it. Not a great return. You just lose your $50. But let's talk about how. Let's just talk about, I'm 24 hours into the fast. How do I do this? One, I've done it so many times. It's very, very, very easy because it's in my head. I know I can do it. So you just got to try it. And once I would say just set out to do a 72-hour fast. And if you fall short, you fall short. But just learn where you're at and figure out what to do, how to adapt, how to overcome, and just get it done. So I woke up this morning, I just drank water. I ate my last meal yesterday, I don't know, 8 p.m., whatever it was. And so it's 8 p.m. right now. So yeah, we're 24 hours into it. And I have some bad habits when I'm building myself up to a fast. I might eat a little more than I normally would, or eat some junky food that I normally wouldn't. But it is what it is. I'm getting better. I'm focusing on doing better every minute of every day. And right now I'm 24 hours into a fast. So I woke up, I drank water, I got to work. I get up at about 5:30, 5:20, 5:30, and I just have water bottles next to my bed. I drank water first thing. You go to the bathroom, you brush your teeth, and get close. I'm like gone. I get up and leave like within less than 10 minutes. Um, so I'm out the door. I get to work, have my black coffee, and I just stay busy. And it's so easy for me to fast. This is why I enjoy fasting on work days, because it's just so much easier for me to, I have a very busy job and I just stay busy all day. So that's as far as how, just what are you doing on a fast? It's like, well, nothing. You just live your life. You skip breakfast. That's pretty easy. You skip lunch. That's not that difficult. You skip dinner. You got that whipped and you go to bed, and there you go. There's a 24-hour fast in the bag. So throughout the day, if I have any kinds of thoughts of eating, or just a desire for just something, it's a lot of that boredom eating that you're used to. Have a plan for that. Have a plan for that. And for me, it's make a cup of tea, have a cup of coffee, a cup of decaf. I like a cup if I don't want to drink too much caffeine, like past noon on a day, on any given day. A cup of decaf really does the trick for me, because it tastes great. It's similar. It has a tiny bit of caffeine, and it just gets me over that hump of thinking about that, feeding this desire, these temptations. We have to struggle against these temptations and learn how to gain victory over these little micro victories, and these little steps you take in the right direction. So it's such a mindset. It's like everything about what this is. How do you do this? It's all about mindset. Like, instead of saying, I used to say, how do you fast? It's like, well, you're just not going to eat anything today. And that's one way to say it. Or here's something I thought of today. I'm going to consume massive amounts of body fat today, because my body is consuming that for fuel. So that's what I'm eating today. Like, you're carrying around a sack of potatoes everywhere you go. Just know that that's what you're eating. You're not going without. If you were going without, it would mean you don't have this, and then boom, you don't need to fast, so you have it. The mindset is everything. It's easy to get motivated, it's easy to get going. Yes, it's hard to keep going. So here's what we're learning about extending this discipline into, overcoming your temptations. I'm gonna go back to my cold showers. Um, Turning off the hot water and turning on the cold water, and that's what I've been doing for like 3 years. And I just started it a week ago. No more warm water at all. Just straight to cold. Matter of fact, today I put the soap in my hair first, and then I got into the cold water, and it's like, okay, now I got to get the soap off of me, and it's running down my body. And by the time I do that, I'm adapted to the cold, and I wear my shower, or I wear my watch in the shower, and it was somewhere between 5 and 10 minutes today of just pure freezing cold water. I scrub my body, and I just like to get the water on every inch of my skin. And you say, what does this have to do with fasting? It's like pursuing the things that it goes back to like neuroassociation and neuroassociative conditioning of just seeking pleasure and avoiding pain. It's like those things led you to where you are, because avoid running because that's pain, and seek junk food because that's pleasure. And it's like that is not the case. You got it wrong. You got it backwards. So really, like I'm really getting it into my head, like I'm on a run a couple days ago, and I'm like, this sucks. I'm trying to control my heart rate. I'm not even in a mile into it, and I wanted to go 3.5 miles, and I was like, this sucks. And then I started thinking, well, it doesn't suck that bad. And I started thinking, this doesn't suck enough. Like, I started speeding up. It's like, realize what you're doing. You want to achieve your goal or not. And of course you do. So it's like, why are you doing this? Because this ends up being like, I've ran into this with people that are trying to quit smoking, and they realize that their why is just not strong enough. And they go back to smoking within a day or two, or even a week. Even months, people quit smoking, and then their why is just not there. Why did I quit? I like smoking, and they just go back to it. So a good thing, like I came home today, and I knew I'm just about 24 hours into my fast, and I was planning on doing this video at 8 o'clock, and so it was like, you know what? Let me check my blood sugar, because I know that's a big why. Um, Blood sugar was 81. It was even better than last time after 24 hours. And I actually ate worse yesterday. So it's showing my body is adapting and getting better and better, just cleaning out this the sugar in my body. I mean, for it to be 81 after only 24 hours, when I ate a lot of food yesterday. Well, not a lot. I didn't eat till past 2 o'clock, but I ate like chips. I guess I didn't eat that bad except for the chips, but so totally it probably wasn't the total amount, too many calories for the day, but there was some junk food involved. So I'm just trying to be honest, like, hey, this is things we have to overcome. It's all about that mindset. Part of the why is like, okay, you got to control your insulin, your blood sugar. You want it lower. Fasting is like the quickest, easiest, most effective way to lower your blood sugar, which lowers your insulin. Watching a video yesterday about heart disease, heart attacks, and how it correlates with cholesterol. And, they came out with this, low fat diet back in the 70s, and that food pyramid, and it was all designed to prevent heart disease, and from all the information I'm seeing coming out, it just more recently, the cholesterol is becoming more and more of a like, hey, that's not it. The good fats are not causing any kind of heart disease, and this is just what I'm seeing from these videos. And this video was correlating. There's this doctor talking about all these heart attacks. Okay, let's just say 500 heart attacks. Let's check what was their cholesterol. Was it high? Was it average? Was it low? It's across the board. So it's almost like it's a non-issue. Like cholesterol is not what's giving these people heart attacks and different heart disease issues. It's just damage to the valves, and damage to the blood vessels, and your whole circulatory system. And it's like, what causes that? And it seems to be the common factor is the high insulin levels in their body. So this is what diabetes is. I mean, diabetes is the number one contributor to heart disease, to amputations, to many other negative health issues. And so why fast? Because it wipes all this stuff out. I mean, if my blood sugar was just 81, well, then I can guarantee you my insulin was very low as well. Or at least my body's not making any more because it's not trying to lower my blood sugar. I guess I've never technically had my insulin tested because, modern medicine, that would be something you could have tested and found out you were pre-diabetic way before your blood sugar showed you were pre-diabetic, because your insulin levels were getting higher and higher and higher for 10 years, for 20 years, and it just was making your blood sugar look normal because your body was making more and more insulin to keep your blood sugar normal. And then, oh, you're healthy. And it's like, no, you're not. You got too much insulin in your body. Your body's overreacting, and well, you're eating shitty. It's really not over. It's reacting to what you're doing. And so that food pyramid from the 70s is what caused that, though, because the high insulin is a reaction to the carbohydrates. If you look at that pyramid from the 70s, that food pyramid, the bottom is all carbs. The bottom of the pyramid it's bread, pasta, rice, grains. It's all at the bottom. Like, that's the most you should eat. I literally believe you should eat none of that. The next one up was fruits and vegetables, and the top was fats and meat. I mean, I literally think the most you should be eating is meat, and then fruit, and maybe no vegetables. Like, anyway, why do you fast? May you figure out why. I fast to lose body fat and as rapidly as possibly can be, to lower insulin and blood sugar as rapidly as humanly possible. There's no way you're going to lower your blood sugar and your insulin and your body fat faster than fasting. I just like to think of it as getting healthy fast. So 6-day fast. I saw some videos. I am always watching YouTube, and I'm always looking for medical information related to what I'm doing and related to the content of my channel. I'm not trying to copy and paste anybody else's information, but I'm trying to apply it to myself. How is the research that's been done already? How are these doctors talking about the benefits of fasting and the benefits of losing weight, and the benefits of lowering your blood pressure and lowering your insulin and lowering your blood sugar? And as it's related to heart disease, there's just no correlation with what the medical, what that whole food pyramid what meant to do. It was either a lie or they just weren't right. They just made a big mistake about telling you to eat such a high carbohydrate diet because they believe you're lowering your fat, which is unhealthy for your heart. You're lowering your cholesterol, which is unhealthy for your heart, which it turns out to be not true. Just talking about cholesterol. I mean, your body makes, is it 1,000 milligrams or 1,200 milligrams? Like, your body makes cholesterol. Every cell in your body is surrounded by cholesterol. Like, you die without cholesterol, and your body actually makes it out of, what was it? My fiance is watching. It's just you, baby. Hi. But you didn't comment. You only texted me separately. You have to say hi on the video. Otherwise, that's it. That's it. So anyway, guys, I got sidetracked talking about them doctors and all the YouTube videos I watch, and I forgot the point I was trying to make about it. But the point is the same. It's know why, know how. I listen to a lot of Stoicism books and a lot of Stoic teachings, and I'm trying to just train my mind to have the victory in my most difficult moments. And temptation, what's the joke? I can resist anything except temptation. There's some real psychological truths behind how easily you collapse to your temptations. Like, it's like we're meant to. Like, we're meant to fall for these things that are intended to keep us alive, like eating all the berries off a bush right before winter so that you can add a little body fat so you can fast for 4 months and get through the winter and live. But in today's modern society, these temptations hit me, and I used to say, oh, this overwhelming desire, I just cannot resist it. And it was my excuse when it happened to me. I was like, well, this is an overwhelming desire. I can't resist it. So I would just give into it. and I'm giving in less and less. But if you're just watching this video for the last 14 minutes, I just told you I ate chips yesterday or the day before, whatever day it was. It was in the last 4 days. And in that moment, I'm just not thinking about why and how I'm going to have the victory. I'm only thinking about caving into this temptation. So with the stoicism, with the stoic philosophy, it's like you have to like embrace that suffering. Like I've trained myself with the cold showers. Like I wasn't able to just stand there and freeze for 10 minutes 3 years ago. Like I wasn't able to do it for more than 10 seconds at first. I just did it and did it and did it until okay. So what do I got to do? What do I what mindset do I need to adopt to facilitate the overcoming that unhealthy eating habit, that unhealthy eating pattern, that late night eating? Because that's what it is for me. Like yesterday, last few days, the last 4 days of off work, I was like, okay, I'm gonna wait until at least 2 p.m. to eat. And I waited till at least noon every day, and it was like 2:30 yesterday and 2 o'clock the day before. So it was easy. I just boom, get to that point, and then eat a healthy meal and wait a few hours and eat another healthy meal, like small healthy meal, and just that's it. Okay, that's where I will have victory. And then a couple times, that's where I have that late night meal or that cheat meal. So this is what I'm talking about. How do I fine tune the victory? Because this is like, I feel like this is the final step. The fasting is amazing for your health. Get on board, do it. Jesus did it. I mean, your creator did it for 40 days to strengthen himself to resist the temptations of the devil. He wasn't weaker, he was stronger. Physically, he was weaker. Mentally, spiritually, psychologically, he was stronger and able to resist the temptations of the devil. The devil offered him everything in the world, and he resisted. Which, by the way, when you see people having everything in the world and you think you want to be like them, just remember they may have been compromised. They may have compromised their own morals and their own values to be where they're at. And I would rather die on my feet than serve on my knees. And I will serve Jesus only. So anyway, blood sugar 81, super pumped, like positive, keeps me happy, keeps me in the right mood. And these are the things I'm telling myself I have to remember when that temptation attempts to attack me. It's like, okay, so what are you gonna do, Zach? You're fast. I can fast easily. There's no temptation. You could put 20 bags of chips around me right now. It's not tempting to me because I know I'm fasting. But then when I eat, it's like, okay, when I eat that healthy meal, when I have my steak in 6 days, 6 or 7 days, whatever day I decide to eat, then it's like, well, you ate, so you're not fasting. So, oh, you just fasted for a week, 5 days, 6 days, however long I make it. Let's just focus on every moment of every day, and I'm fasting right now. Well, you could have a little cheat meal then, and then pretty soon it's a cheat week and it's a cheat month, and you weigh 315 pounds again. So it's like you got to find victory, man. You got to snowball and keep rolling. And what I'm getting at, guys, is the YouTube channel was the first thing I think I did right in the last 20 years of trying to lose weight. And if you look at the thumbnail of this video, it's a picture of me. I think I'm just standing in the gym, and I just went for a long run and I was all sweaty. And it's from only like 3 years ago, 2 or 3 years ago. I can't remember because I ran a few half marathons and it was one of them. And I was down like 50 pounds less than I am now in that picture. And it wasn't that difficult. It was just the mindset. I was doing the time restricted eating, like intermittent fasting. I was eating very low carbs and then just working out pretty hard, 3, 4 days a week. And then the other days just being good, going for walks and stuff. So I'm remembering that and remembering it wasn't that difficult. And I got this time frame, like my fiance's coming. She's gonna be here in the next 2 or however many months. Like it's time to get crunch time. And I want her to be proud of me, and I want to be proud of myself, and I want to feel great when she gets here. And she looks amazing. She's taking care of herself. And it's like, Zach, if she can do it, you can do it. And I want us to be happy and healthy and wealthy together. And so that's another big part of the why. It's like how to do this. I got it. Why keep these whys when I'm not fasting? Because it's so easy for me to fast. It's just a lot harder for me it has been historically harder for me to keep track of that healthy eating and that not eating late. And I kind of determined to myself today, like, I can't sleep. This is what'll happen. Like, okay, Zach, you can't eat past 8 p.m. And it's pretty straightforward. That's not very, it's not even early. Like, you shouldn't be eating, that late, right? Okay, don't eat past 8 p.m. And I would say 7 or 6, but I work till 6:30. So on days that I'm eating and I don't eat at work, I have to get home and eat. So I just gave myself to 8 p.m. But anyway, then it's 10:30 and I want a snack. And I say, nope, you can't have one. You can't have one. You got to go to sleep. And then I can't sleep because I'm so used to, I'm so drug addicted to that snack that I can't sleep without it. And then, so it's like, okay, well, then you got to have a snack to sleep. And that's what I've done historically. And today I was just like, you know what? If you got to go all night without sleeping, well, then that's what you got to do, because we just got to step it up. Grant Cardone has a great book. He's like a big time salesman trainer, and he's got a book called 10x. Is that his book, 10x? Yeah, I think it is. And anyway, it's a maybe give it or take it type of book depending on your perspective on life. But I don't agree with a lot of it, but a lot of it is just go hard, just go 10 times harder. You're trying to, and he's talking about sales training. So he's like, you're making a phone call today, make 10 calls. You're going to drive this far, drive 10 times. Just everything you do, go 10 times harder, go 10 times harder. And that part of it, I believe I can do. Like maybe, oh, you're going to go run 5 miles, run 50 miles. It's like, okay, that's not applicable to my situation. But what is applicable is like you're going to fast 6 days. Well, then eat right for 60 days, because that's all it really takes. The fasting it's easy. I can easily, like I said before, you can't compromise with addiction. Well, fasting is not compromising. Fasting is no compromise. It's zero food, period. Okay. Then when I eat, because you have to eat eventually, no matter how fat you are, eventually you're going to have to eat, which, by the way, you can fast until all of your visceral fat is gone healthily. Obviously I'm drinking water, and you could take vitamins, you could take fasting salts, get your electrolytes in, and you could fast for a year if you have enough body fat and be fine. Like, go talk to your doctor, tell him you want to fast, tell him you'll get a checkup once a week or whatever, and prove it to yourself. This is not even debatable to me. Like, I already know. They learned about fasting in Egypt. They learned about diabetes 4,000 years ago in Egypt, and they knew how to cure it with fasting, from what I've read. So that's the easy part, fasting. Okay, then I got to go 10 times harder when I'm eating. Like, eating to me is the hard part, not eating. People are like, oh my God, how do you fast? It's like, man, you couldn't even skip breakfast. You're so weak. Like, to me, when I think about people like that say that kind of thing to me, or there's a guy at work, he saw me taking my cold shower, because you can see which way the knob is turned. And he's like, my God, is that just all cold water? I was like, yeah, I just only take cold water, cold showers. I've been doing it for over 3 years. And he was chatting about it, and I was telling him the health benefits of it, and to look up this video by Wim Hof and look up different cold therapy. It's not new. I was reading the Meditations of Marcus Aurelius today, and they talk about cold therapy, and this is 2,000 years ago, and they're already they knew about cold therapy to strengthen your mind, and they weren't even so aware of the physical benefits of it that we know now, how it, because of your T cells and your immune system, which they didn't even know about back then. But the cold therapy is wonderful for that too. It's just a big boost to your immune system. But for me, it's more the mental. I'm glad I haven't been sick in like 5 years. Haven't had a cold or a flu or a cough or nothing. Haven't had strep throat or nothing. I've been just great health, except for the overweight. And so, but the cold showers have trained me mentally. And so one of the things I thought about, it's like, okay, when it's 10 o'clock at night and you're going to bed and you want a snack, it's like, go take a cold shower then, or just go take a hot shower. Like, the temperature therapy is great. The hot shower would be better before bed, because your body starts to counter by cooling it off. And when your body tends to overreact because it doesn't know how long you're going to be in that hot shower. And when your body temperature lowers a little bit, that's what actually helps you sleep. You fall asleep by your body temperature going down just a tiny bit. So anyway, it's like having a backup plan for that, and get it ahead of time, because when you're in the midst of that temptation, it can be so difficult to get to even have a thought that's not part of the temptation. Like you just don't even know how to resist it at all. So it's like you got to have a defensive mechanism in place ahead of time. So anyway, I was going to make this only be a short video, but now we're rattling on forever. So guys, I'm going to wrap it up and just say, hey, 24 hours in, feel amazing. Feel so much better than I do than on the days I eat. My workout today was just a hard, I worked out for lunch and it was a hard 1 mile run. It was the fastest I ran a mile in like 3 years. And it was after not eating for like 16 hours or whatever it was at the time. And then I pumped weights hard, like hundreds and hundreds of reps of curls and bench press and military press and tricep extensions and rows and lat pull down, everything. Just set after set after set, dripping in sweat for like 30-minute workout. It's just wonderful. And so guys, tomorrow will be the 48-hour fast. We'll make the video and we'll see how great I feel. And really it's where can we roll from there? We're gonna win this weight loss bet. It's coming up. I think I got to weigh in. Well, I set this fast up to have to weigh in right at the end of it. I think I'm gonna lose a little too much, but that's okay. And then I'll weigh in, and then the next weigh in, it'll be like 2 weeks after that again. And I need to lose a lot more for that one. I got to be down to like 236 pounds or something like that. But we're going to get there one way or another. We're going to do the math in our head. We're going to look at my metabolic rate. We're going to look at my activity level. We're going to look at how much body fat I can burn a day, which I believe I can burn almost a pound a day of pure body fat. But for sure 3/4 of a pound. That's not even that's like easy money. So 10 days, that ends up being 7.5 pounds of body fat, and 5 pounds of fat. I mean, if you don't know, it's like my whole gut here, but your body burns it off just as from here to here, everywhere. So that's why you lose 10 pounds. It doesn't look like it all came off your stomach, because it doesn't. It's just not how fat loss works. You really can't burn fat in any particular place in your body. There's no possible way to do it. You can't do crunches to burn fat off of your abdomen, for example. It's just the most liquid fat is the most recently stored fat, and that's the fat that your body actually burns first. And that big stomach body fat, it's really it's a super unhealthy sign of fatty liver disease. So that's another why, just get it done, get it done. Go guys, go guys. This is God's will for you. What will you do? Do the will of God. God wants you to be healthy. Be healthy for Christ. Be healthy for yourself. Be healthy for the ones that love you. And do it in the service of Jesus Christ. Guys, Jesus loves you. I love you. And I'll catch you guys in tomorrow's episode.